Hey guys, Jim from Team Too Legit to Crit here, and I'm coming at you guys today with my recap of the Chicago Regionals. So forgive me right off the bat, I caught a little bit of strep throat, and it's actually about 4 in the morning right now. We just got back from Chicago, and it's about a 7 hour drive for us. So bear with me. And also, just a warning, it's going to be a little bit more of a lengthy video. So I will have timestamps in the description if you're just looking for a specific part, like matchups, just descriptions of certain things, descriptions of the event. I'll have timestamps in the description for your viewing pleasure. So without further ado, let's get into it. So we left. Well, first off, I didn't get a chance to go with my teammates, Vince and Zach. They were both busy, so actually last minute, about a week before the event, my friends from Team Social Link, Andy, Donnie, Joe, and Austin, had a free spawn in their car because my friend Austin has an SUV. So they offered to let me ride up with them, and I jumped on the opportunity, and that was that. So we got a little bit of a late start Friday because of me having a class about 3:30, so we didn't leave for Chicago till about 6. So by the time we got there, it was already like 12:30, 1 o'clock, which I mean, and then you know how it is. We were play testing. We wanted to make sure we had everything ready and perfect for the event, so we were sleeving all that. So by the time we got to bed, it was already 3 o'clock. And no offense, Andy, but if you're watching this video, but my friend Andy has sleep apnea, and it was literally like sleeping in the same room as a chainsaw murderer because his snoring is just terrible. So didn't get the best sleep, but I mean we got up in the morning and got out to the event. We were staying at the Marriott about 5 minutes from the Hilton where the event was held, and so it wasn't too bad of a drive. So we got up, went out there. We waited about I'd say about an hour and a half to get in the convention, which is crazy. I was actually talking to somebody that I was fighting in the free fights later on in the day, and he had got there at 6 o'clock, which is crazy because, just the dedication some people have is amazing. So we waited our 2 hours, got our badge, obviously, and then our little goodie bags that they always give out, and you might have already seen everything from New York or the Thank You Festival, but you get this beautiful playmat with Kai and the Quaternights, a deck box with Purple Jacket Aichi, which is, in my opinion, the best Aichi with Blaster Blade and Kai. Forgive me, guys, I gotta get a drink of water. My strep throat is killing me. I sound like I'm going through puberty again. Sorry, guys. Oh. So where was I? Anyways, we got the deck box, we got Kai and everything on it, and then Natsu promo and Outbreak Knight Toulouse, which I believe he was from Fighters Collection 1, and they're still trying to get us a few of the better cards from Fighters Collection 1, so that's pretty cool. And then after pre-registration, we sat down, filled out our deck sheets. Everyone, if you've been to a Bushiroad event, you know how it goes. You got to write down the card numbers, all that. Just in case if you make it to top 8, they do a deck check just to make sure you're not adding things to your deck, taking things out, etc. Basic stuff for card game tournaments. And from there, I walked around to the vendors a little bit, hung out with everyone, talked to some people I knew from online, and then round one began, got ready to start. There was about 350 people. It was above 300, below 400, so I don't know exactly how many people, but there was a good amount of people. Not as many as they thought were going to be there, but still, that's a huge tournament if you think about it. So my first round, when they flipped to the Vanguard, it was Red Pulse Draco Kid, so I obviously thought, Nouvelle or maybe possibly Dauntless Reverse, but it ended up being Nouvelle, and it was a pretty good match, I would say. He broke road Dauntless over Dauntless, and then Nouvelle over Dauntless, but I had 3 perfect guards, and I broke road Minerva over Angelica, and swung for 28-28, and then had to call him a constant Ordain Owl skill going because I was soul charging all of my Angelicas and Minervas, which is beautiful. And I was also soul charging the Witches, so I was just getting constant advantage. And then I just out advantaged him and got the win that way. And if you already couldn't tell, the deck I've been enjoying a lot lately is what I ran for the event, which was Minerva. And shout out to my friend Austin that from Team Social Link. He hooked me up with 2 SV Minervas for the event, so thank you again. Oh my god, they were beautiful and they were lovely to look at all day during my matches. And then from there on, round 2 is kind of when it started going downhill for me. I did win the match, but my opponent was playing Monarch Alfred, which I have a pretty good basis of the deck because my friend Donnie plays it and we play against each other all the time, so I knew pretty much the ins and outs of the deck. But anyways, the point of argument came in. I was making sure all day to clearly dictate my skills because at Bushiroad tournaments, they want you to follow precise and proper rulings like standing the drawing just to make things simpler on the judges, the players, and make the event run smoothly overall. So I had, on my turn, I knew I needed to push for game because he had used Monarch Alfred's skill the turn before and called 3 Blaster Blades from the top of his deck, because let's think about that for a second. Sack in and of itself. He already had one there from on, but come on. And then he had called the 4th from his hand before he used the ability, so he added that 40k in a crit, or crit for each because he was at 5 damage. And then I did have the perfect guard, but I knew I had to push for game because next turn I didn't have another perfect guard, and there's no way I was going to be able to guard that again because he had a ball, and so he would just be able to use his skill again next turn. And then, so basically, I put in the critical trigger to add 3k to my Vanguard because I was already cross-run and I still had Amanekahari behind my Vanguard. So my Vanguard was swinging for 21 and would have been able to restand. And I used Ordain Owl's skill twice, and I clearly dictated. I said, Ordain Owl ability, put Angelica on the bottom of the deck. And I clearly showed him, I went like this, literally showing him. I said, okay. He said, okay. So I put him on the bottom of the deck. And I did the same thing with a Minerva. I said, okay. Showed him the card, said the name and everything. But basically, in and of itself, I tackled my Vanguard. I got a critical trigger. He did not guard because he couldn't guard. He was actually at 3 damage. I apologize, guys. So I got a crit. So I gave the critical to Minerva and the power to my rear guard. And then I healed, and I was at 4 damage, so I healed out of a Minerva restand. But I still had the pumped up rear guard column from Ordain Owl. And so then I was swinging, and he was 5k short on guard. So I don't know if he knew this at the time or if he was being honest, but he basically said, you didn't use Ordain Owl's skill twice. And I'm like, yeah, I did. What are you talking about, guy? And pretty much in the end, he was arguing with me over it, and I was trying to be kind because I don't like to be a rude person in general. I mean, a little bit of kindness goes a long way, but eventually we just had to call it over because he just didn't believe me. And I mean, if you think I didn't do the Ordain Owl skill, he should have said so earlier in the turn, because even if I had not done the Ordain Owl skill and he argued with me, if he caught it right away, we could fix the game state. But the longer you wait, the harder it is to fix the game state. So basically, in the end, I explained everything to the judge, told him I had clearly dictated the names, put them on the bottom of the deck. He looked at the bottom of my deck and said he even knows the exact order in which they are on the bottom of the deck. He's not lying, yada yada. Basically, the guy took the damage and lost, which that was nerve-wracking in and of itself because I almost went to time because of the bickering and not getting a judge over there in time. But I won the game, and then third round is when I got my first loss. I actually played a Minerva mirror match, and my opening hand, I opened my 1, 2, and 3, but then subsequently turns after that, I just kept drawing triggers, and my opponent had a full beatdown field, and by the time he hit grade 3, he had 2 12k attackers, 2 7k boosters, and yeah, I just couldn't come back, and I guess I would have called a misplay. I didn't want to take so much damage, so I guarded. I perfect guarded the Vanguard because I was already taking a lot of damage from his regular Minerva. He could not restand. He got a crit, so he gave it to his rear guard. So instead of taking it and going to 5 damage, I guarded that as well. I probably should have taken it to restand, but in the end, I really didn't think it mattered. But my opponent was a really cool dude, and he actually was the guy who went on to get second in the event. I can't remember his name right now, but he's a really cool guy, and I was playing another game with him after that with my Venus Luque. So I'll put his name in the description. He's a really cool guy. He ended up getting second with his Minerva build, and it was actually a really cool build. He was running Sabahime, which I was surprised by because, a lot of people don't run Sabahime. But I sat there and talked with him, and he made valid points, and it obviously worked well for him. So shout out to him. He's a great player and just a really fun person to talk to. So anyways, from there, I was 2-1 heading into round 4. And we flip over Vanguards, and he's playing Magus, and I'm playing Genesis, which I thought was pretty cool. Old school Misaki, new school Misaki. So basically, in the end, I'm going to try to keep it a little bit more concise than I've been throughout the video, just so I don't kill your ears. Basically, I just out-advantaged him in the end. He was playing really smart. I got all 4 of my heals off, or I don't think I would have even been in this game because he opened pretty well. And he was Broker Road, and he was playing his deck perfectly. And he had 3 of the 6K booster, call top card, and if you call it right, get +3 in the back row. So he was swinging with 21 from his rear guard 12K attackers and getting the free crit and 5K every turn for his Pentagonal Magus. So in the end, I healed out of 4 damage with my last heal, and I had gotten all my heals off. And from that turn, he locked me out of Limit Break for 7 turns because I was not taking the Vanguard, I was not taking the critical, and he was just kept attacking my 1 rear guard that I would call. But the thing he didn't realize was he kept attacking my grade 3 rear guards. So obviously when I drew into the Ordain Owl skill, I just kept pumping up constantly every turn and basically out-advantaged him from there. So from there on to round 5, this is where I got knocked out of the tournament, unfortunately. On my opponent's first grade 3 ride, I did not have the break ride. I had already ridden Minerva, and I won my limit break to try to get back in the game. So I was at 3 damage. I took the Vanguard swing, and boom, crit, and I guess that's how the cookie crumbles, as they would say, because that was the end of my tournament right there. I mean, I was a little angry at the time. I didn't show it because, like I said, I try to be respectful and kind to my opponents, and the guy was a nice guy. So, and I mean, over the course of a long event, you're going to get those times when they double crit. So that was the end of the event for me. After that, I went over and played the side events, obviously, to get the promos, and the break ride for Link Joker and the Revenger promo. I only have the Revenger promo because I trade away my Link Joker promo to my buddy for Drag Roller because I'm trying to finish that deck. And then after that, I went over. I know you guys probably don't care, but I'm a huge Love Live fan, so I went over and was just, playing it on the TV on an iPhone for the stickers, just to kill some time. And so then I did some trading, hung out with my friends. They were doing some buddy fights out events for those promos, so we stayed a little bit longer. And, I mean, we didn't stay for the top 8. I was going to get some deck profiles for you guys, but, I mean, we were running on, 2 hours of sleep, and we had a 7-hour drive awaiting us, so we headed out they announced, right after they announced top 8, because we wanted to stay. They had prize raffles, and so we wanted to stay for that, but that was pretty much the conclusion of our trip. I mean, the ride back was killer because we were all exhausted, so we were all taking turns driving, and it was just not pleasant after a long tournament, and we all kind of didn't perform as well as we hoped. But it was a really fun tournament overall. I give credit to Bushy Road. They ran the tournament just ran perfectly smooth. I mean, I don't think they could have run it better if they did it again. So shout outs to them. The judges were cool. I was talking with a lot of them, discussing. They knew their stuff. I mean, they were Vanguard players as well. So it was just a really fun tournament overall. And that's pretty much it, guys. And I hope you enjoy. And if you enjoy seeing more stuff like this, maybe I can do a tournament report or something for you guys in the future. I don't know. It's up to you guys. So remember to like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And thanks for watching.